Hi and welcome to this video on Destiny 2. This video is, like the title suggests, covering the half-life of Destiny 2. There's been plenty of videos covering how Destiny 2 is actually dead or dying or all these different things, when it's not exactly. Like a lot of things in this game, it's not as simple as it is at first glance. Uh, the reason why I call it a half-life, because that's basically what's happening, but like a more radioactive than the original isotope half-life. I don't know if that's a specific thing or anything like that. I just know the general terminology of what half-life is. But, and I don't mean the game, I mean actual radioactivity. And the reason why I say all that is because this game is going to get a revamp to this tab, going to get the portal as an integrated thing here, going to get so many different quality of life buffs, quality of life updates across the board, new aspects for subclasses, new weapon rules across the board for every dungeon and raid, new origin traits for every dungeon and raid. They even talked about catalysts. They're going to have better neutral game for Voidstalker Hunter. They're going to add so many different things that were obviously going to be longer term investments, but they had to jam it all into one go. Now, I don't know why they did that, but I assume it's because there hasn't been any good news. Like, no one's really cared about Destiny 2 in a very long time. Sure, there's a lot of players that play it, relatively speaking, but the actual people that cover the game have only been talking shit. And imagine what that does to a developer's morale when the only people that actually cover the game constantly talk shit about it. Like nuclear energy. Nuclear energy, we did not know this, is one of the best. The only downside is trying to store the radioactive waste. But that has been solved, relatively speaking, here and there, and there's not much radioactive waste per radiation, I guess is the best way to put it. Keep in mind, I'm a Titan, man. I'm smart, but words are not my strong suit. But, and the reason why there's not a lot of cool visuals going on is because trying to edit those while on PlayStation only is pretty hard. Once I'm able to connect my PC and my PlayStation, I'll edit a lot better, but that's the about me. Um, Hopefully I'll stick around for all this, because there's a good bit to this, because Destiny 2 and Destiny as a franchise is not dying. Sure, Destiny 2 will decay in player base, decay in numbers, but like Destiny 1, the original, it's still going. It's still alive. People are still playing it. People are loving the Crucible for what it brings to the table. People are going to love this Crucible still for what it brings to the table. And it's going to incentivize just to have more fun, which is the best part about this June update, is that it's going to just be for fun. There's no preparing for the next expansion. There's no preparing for the next raid. Had to up there, excuse me. No preparing for the next big in-game event. None of that. It's going to be just for fun. And one of the YouTubers I watched, not for his takes on meta or anything like that, but for how he raised the twids and stuff like that. Astacross. Astacross talked about vaguely in one of his videos, and I don't watch his streams, I don't watch anyone's streams, even though I do stream decently. I personally don't like watching them, and my streams are just like long episodes of things. So, yeah. He talked about vaguely why play a game, or basically why play a game for no reason. And he talked about Destiny 1 just being more enjoyable, when I personally think Destiny 2 is more enjoyable. You can play this game just to play the game. Now, playing the game solo isn't that enjoyable because you can just like run around destinations. Now, I personally enjoy running around destinations and just making enemies bounce pads, specifically with this build here. And this is my profile picture for YouTube, if you haven't noticed that, because I just love this build. It is fluid. It is basically the demon dance from Doom amplified. And that's what I love about this game and this general concept of a build crafting system. Because, for an example, Warframe. Warframe cannot touch this when it comes to build crafting. Warframe build crafting is your Warframe, which is all your armor pieces, have its own specific mod slots that have its own specific language basically where there's these mods that can only be slotted onto this slot to give it a bonus. If it's not this specific slot, it's not going to get the bonus, but you're still going to have that element of bonus, which is just confusing and kind of redundant. But once you understand it, you're able to make crazy contraptions, like a gun that can cause yes status effects. I've seen some crazy things happen in that game. But it is not just you are the weapon, which is something I love about Destiny 2. In every build, boiling it down, your weapons are you, you are the weapons. A good Destiny build is a mixture of your subclass, how you want to flavor it, your class abilities, your melee abilities, your grenade, your aspects, your fragments, even your super, all going together to make one beautiful like music song type of thing, where it could be musical, it could be like because of how you move, could be like a musical, could be more like a classical piece, could be more rock and roll, depending on how you play, depending on how you do it, because it's all about different tempos of how you get your abilities, what you use the abilities for. Like, are you wanting to use them as just a destroy everything, like ad clear, or chunk a big bitch? It's really how you want to build it. And that is what's beautiful about this game. Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing what roles and difficulty, because I really like soloing Pit of Heresy and Shattered Throne. Both of them are amazing dungeons that are very fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing the origin trait for the weapons, the armor 3.0, because I haven't actually gotten into armor 3.0 at all, because I like the rolls I have on my previous armor. But I'm looking forward to that because I can possibly get something I really enjoy from those. And the origin trait for the weapons and the different roles for the weapons just sound so fun. Because one of my favorite weapons in the game, and I haven't used it in a very long time, is the Moon Assault Rifle. It is very good, has very good accuracy, and just is very smooth to use. I want to see if I still have it, actually. I do. This Moon AR is so smooth to use. Sure, it doesn't look like it with the recoil direction, but that's why you try different weapons. Because, okay, I've put this in everything here when it comes to the stats are the personality traits. Its specific sentience, its personality, what it brings to the table. Sure, people are going to want to have the perfect barrel, the perfect mag, the perfect perks, but like in life, nothing's really perfect, which is why I don't think God rolls truly exist in this game, and they never have, because the only thing that makes a roll bad is if both perks or traits do not work together. If they do not work together, why use them? But if they work together in the slightest, like Slideways and Wellspring, sure, they're not perfectly synergistic, but you're able to use Slideways, never having to truly reload this gun, and always use Wellspring to constantly have your abilities up and so on and so on. Sure, it might not have like the God Roll magazine or the God Roll or barrel, but that's not a bad thing. I have these two things. Sure, I could grind out for like the best thing that I really like, but why? Luck of the draw, have fun with what you get, that general thing. And that's why there is no such thing as God roll, because there can be so many different variants of the same gun that all have beautiful things that they can bring to the table. I don't like how my controller's having controller drift. Um, but all that said, I'm looking forward to this Half-Life seasonal thing, or not seasonal thing, this next step for Destiny 2. Because the amount of things they're going to bring to the table are going to be so fun to play with. The amount of things that could be done with the different weapons, the different armor sets, the different aspects, because a single aspect change for any build will change it fundamentally. Like, imagine swapping out either one of these, pause it if you need to read it, for that. It will change how I have to move this, how I have to use it, how I have to work the build. And from there, I could change out one of these and then one of these. Like, it fundamentally changes the playstyle, which is so fun about this game. Same with a gun. Like, for an example, if I didn't have this specific shotgun, and it's really only that plus that that allows us to be so fucking good for this build, but Those two, if I did not have those two, for this specific shotgun, it wouldn't be as good. Because I'm going in there slamming on a red bar, there might be a gold bar near, and then I can just use my unpowered melee, hopefully with knockout, to do a good bit of damage on that initial punch, and then thump, 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 punch again. Have basically those 3 shots again. Thump, thump, thump. Repeat, 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 to just shred something big. But if I want to stay more at range, I have this, which is amazing. And I can easily swap this out if I really want to, but it's just so synergistic. And that synergy is what I love about this game. And the art style, the beauty of it. I am really wanting a... How do I put this? I think if Bungie and Destiny as a whole, and I do mean the players and everything, truly just sees the game for the art it is. Because a lot of people like to get the numbers down, like fully meta the shit, math every little possible advantage out of something. If you just enjoy it for what it is, things get a lot better. I'm gonna try and do a run of the Shadow Throne. Hopefully I can in this one go, but yeah. Just showing the beauty of this game. Because sure, this is an old dungeon, but it's still beautiful. My personal favorite aesthetic in this entire game is the Ascended Plane, because it's just so unique. And my personal favorite destination is the Dreaming City, because it's also just so unique, so beautiful. I am really looking forward to the future of Destiny. Because Bungie did kind of say that Destiny is not over, and I don't think they meant that Destiny Rising is going to be their priority or anything like that. I do think that they're going to expand the Destiny franchise. And if they do, the leaks for Destiny 3, the only thing I do not want with a Destiny 3, and I mean the only thing, is no subclasses. No distinct, this is a class, this is a subclass. That brings so much personality to a game, where you have this specific thing that brings this specific thing. Now, there should always be like a way to bridge the gap, like Prismatic. Prismatic is an amazing addition to the game overall, but not completely breaking that mold, like I heard that Bungie might be doing. When they break that mold, it just won't feel like Destiny anymore. And if they do make a Destiny 3, they should make it more similar to like Deep Rock Galactic. And I mean that in how their seasonals work. Where it's not this X amount of time until the next season. It's literally whenever the developers feel like adding a new season, they add a new season. And all the previous content is able to be grabbed and got and earned because of different things in the season. So you never feel like you're FOMO. Fear of missing out. You never have that feeling, so you can always just get whatever you want. I never actually realized that this is actually called the Temple of the Infinite. I always just call that Infosnake. Titan Rain for the win. I actually do not know where the Sassy Bird is, so I'm just running around. I've not done this one in a very long time. I think it is this other tower, but I don't actually know. Oh. I missed my melee. Give me back my melee. And yes, I did just use my super to get back my melee. Excuse me. And they also did talk about exotic tuning armor, and guns. So this entire next, basically expansion is going to bring so much potency to so many different things, and I'm looking forward to it. My nose itched, and my nose is still itchy. They also did talk about the destinations themselves. It kind of seemed like in the TWID that they were meaning that they're bringing back the destinations as like the main thing to do, where you go there, do public events, stuff like that. But they also talked about destination like modifier type of thing. I forget exactly what they called it, but it's going to be a destination change that's basically going to be, from what it sounded like, a superpowered patrol. Which sounds really interesting, and I'm really wondering how they're going to do that. And if they're going to introduce anything else around those lines of updating the patrol zones. Because, like I talked about earlier in the video, power level. If they do increase the power level of dungeons, it'll be a lot harder, or a decent bit harder, but I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing here, of just running around like a madman with a shotgun and a fist. Which would be okay, but I hope that they have like a difficulty tiering system where I can go from normal up to like Giga on Flux. Like, I really like that ability to just say, I really want a challenge. Sure, I might just get popped like a zit, but I really want that challenge at that point. That is Dosefish. I thought that was Dosefish. Uno Fish is on the opposite side of the building. Another thing about the update, I am not really looking forward to the potential nerf that the sword exotic is going to get for Titan. Because that sword exotic plus a lightsaber is such a fun build. Now, I will admit, it's kind of selfish. Because the entire build there, if you build fully into the block mechanic, you are not playing as a Guardian. You're not playing as anything other than a no-you. Like, that's all you are. It's just a complete no-you. Every shot to you deflects to an enemy, and you kill them with their own shots. And the entire time you're immortal, even at, oh, you're dead type of difficulties. Which is very fun. But the downside there is that you have to get shot. Which is the trade-off, in my personal opinion. And that is if you fully build into it. A lot of people, I don't think, do that, and that's what I really like to do. So any change to it to make it less busted, for lack of a better way to put it, because not really that busted. Like, if you notice, I'm not using the Praxis Blade in this build, because it's not really necessary. Because again, there is no such thing as God rules. Even there is no such thing as this is the go-to exotic. It's a good exotic. It's an amazing sword. But I still would like to use the Lament sometimes. I would like to use even the Tesseract. A Tesseract. What is that sword called? It's a sword with the Tesseract ability. What is that called? Wardline Zero. And another thing about a Destiny 3, the stories it could tell. Because imagine a better engine. Focusing, like, the developers focus on non-spaghetti, non-spaghetti code. So they're able to fully minimize the storage size of the game, able to make sure there is no weird interactions between anything, and fully just perfect the overall baseline of the game. Because a game is just ones and zeros, it's really just a matter of how you put those ones and zeros together. And imagine the stories, the graphics, the everything that could actually tell. Because part of a good story is the graphics and what it could actually bring to the table. Because like the original Doom that is able to run, I kid you not, on like cells. I forget exactly what type of cells, but literal cells it was able to run on. Which should tell you how little data that actually took up. That game was beautiful. It's still one of the best games ever, in my personal opinion. Because of what it brings to the table, how it works, how it functions. Like, for an example, it's not actually first person. Which is the best part about it. Because technically, the original Doom that was on floppy disks is a top-down game. Technically, by how the engine functions and how it reasons. Which is why there's not a single actual elevated platform. You cannot go up into like a second story of a building. There is kind of second stories here and there depending on the map, but there is no true second story. You can't go like underneath that level because it's just 2D, but made to look 3D, which is so cool. And that was simply a limitation of the engine as to why they couldn't make it like Doom 2016. Hell, even Doom 64. A little bit more about me. One of the things I love doing whenever I do this dungeon with somebody that has never done it is just stand here. Now, I do not say jump, but the entire time I'm showing them where to go, how to do it, and I just stand here, seeing and testing if my random and my friend, whoever I'm running this with, jumps over this cliff. Because if you did not know, that's just dead. Okay, I just thought about something I've never actually done. Is there... No, there isn't. Okay. I'm genuinely surprised about that. Ooh! That's something they could actually introduce. Because they did talk about catalysts for different exotics. And I assume it's going to be the dungeon exotics to give it more of a, like, grinding phase. That would be really cool. Just brand new areas to explore overall. That would be so cool. The more I think about it, the more that would just bring a lot to the table. Like, imagine having to have Tincture of Queensfoil again to find new secret spots in these different areas. And, like I talked about earlier, if they actually do fully update the destinations, imagine the Dreaming City actually being updated, and, like, massively so, where there's actually a reason to have tinctures again. New secrets, new exploration points. Now, I don't think that every destination could possibly get updated with this update, but that is a cool idea. Part of what I hope with this next update is that it's not the true end, and I mean, like, there's still going to be updates. I hope that they still, like, update it here and there, possibly slightly, not fully, and I thought I had the ability to run through that, but yeah. Like, updates in, like, a little bit of balancing here and there, possibly giving a little bit of a nudge to different things here and there, like, little community events. Because one of the suckiest things about this new update is that the seasonal things, like the Guardian games, the Christmas event, they're not going to be a thing anymore. Which is really, really sad. I really like doing those stuffs. This time, if I can keep Amplify going, I will easily be able to run through that entire section. So just gonna nuke you. Hell yeah. If you did not know, Amplified makes it where, basically for the enemy's perspective, you are a blur. You do not exist in one spot, which is so handy, but they can still shoot you if you stand still enough. And if you give them direct line fire with, like, snipers and shit. Whew. You're a bitch. Huh? Whoo! And that is why I like Ballistic Slam way more than the Shoulder Charge or the Thunderclap, because that is just fun. And I do not use Thunderclap no matter what, because the Thunderclap is just not good. Like, it does a fuck ton of damage, but if you get booped ever so slightly, you don't have it. Like, all that charge is gone. All that build-up with that massive, thunderous boom is gone. Which is why I never use it. Like, if I could still use it in the air, oh, beautiful. But I can't. And even if it's like a very slight damage increase, something, like a Shiver Strike, where it's a boom and you go, like, backwards instead of forwards, something. It'll be very cool, but as it stands, I never use it because I never find the point. Very similar to the shield aspect for Void. That is fun to an extent if you fully build into it alone, but it's not really that good in any way, shape, or form for the flow aspect. I don't mean like subclass aspect. I mean, every build, like I said to begin with, has to flow, to an extent. And that shield thing just does not allow flow. And one of the things that this game does better than a lot of others is allow you to customize your controls how you see fit, like to the umpteenth degree. Which is why I'm able to play as fluidly as I want to. I can have every button do something different on my controller. And PC has so many extra buttons, so imagine what you can do with PC. And I am kind of cheating when it comes to typical controller layout, because I'm using the DualSense Wireless Edge. It gives me paddles, but it's not like paddles in like the typical sense where I can have two buttons connect to the same paddle. It's one button per paddle, but I'm able to have like the D-pad, that's paddles. And that's what I actually have. Left on D-pad is my charged melee, down on D-pad is my heavy weapon. But those are my left and right paddles. And my uncharged is R1, my grenade is L1, my super is not changed. I love instances like that where the game just says, you should die now. And I genuinely love those instances. Because it basically is a skill check. Can you survive it? You should be able to, but can you? Lower the shield, please. Thank you. I'm doing really good time on this run. Hell yeah. Hopefully this ogre section does not fuck me over. And part of the reason why I don't even bother trying to censor myself is because I don't really care about monetization. That's really it. I don't care about the monetization for YouTube. My YouTube channel is where you get to know me and not the censored version of me. Because my monetization will be making games. Whenever I'm able to get like a full get a full setup going, because right now I don't have like a good table, and having to lean play games, it's just not good. And trying to fully focus and learn a completely new language while leaning is not a good idea. And it is because I am, if you did not know, basically, or literally at this point, I think, basically adopted by a family that I didn't know, and they just showed up to help me. And, like, in the best way. Like, they basically adopted me like a stray dog, and it is amazing. Fuck you. No, no, no. And this is what I meant by fuck me over, because witches hurt. Come here. Yep. Sword. I like my sword. I like my sword. Ho! Tobuscus. It's even blue like a diamond sword. Wait. I can just... I did not know I can just slam them. Oh, you're fucked. Unless I do that. Shit. You little shit. Die, please. Thank you for listening. Dunkification. And hurt. Dunkin' Donuts. And Hadouken. For the side of Shoryu. One of the coolest updates to this entire build is the fact that the higher you are, the more damage you do at the initial slam. Which is so fun. Because basically a game of how high do I need to be to kill this guy. That's another thing that this game cannot be beat on, is the amount of side mini games in any build, basically. I talked about tempo earlier, but it's also mini games built. Even in like base subclass kits. Like Void, for an example, Void Hunter specifically, has Silas Executioner, and Silas Executioner, which is its own mini game as just a single aspect.
While running out of time.
Which is so cool. And sure, Warframe does have mini games in frames, but you're able to tack on like 4 different mini games in this game to just have a blast. Like, some exotic weapons are basically just glorified mini games that can shoot. Like, one of the ones that have been very good in so many different seasons, but people don't really use it, Tommy's Matchbook. That is literally just how hot do you want to get? How far do you want to push this? Because you will die eventually if an enemy hits you hard enough. But the entire time, you are pushing that to the limit. Which is like a life or death slot machine. And it's so cool. And part of the reason why I love trace rifles so much, especially this one, is because if you didn't notice that, The gun has perfect hipfire, in air or on the ground, which allows you to just be stupid with your movement and still be on target. Another clarification, because I do want to talk a good bit while doing this run. The Doom Dance, if you did not know what that is a thing coined by Doom, which is why I talked about Doom. And it is how you dodge enemies. Because even in the original Doom that was on the floppy disk I can run on cells, that dance is in that game too. It is basically the exact same from Doom the original to even Doom the Dark Ages. And I have played all of the Doom games. The original, Doom 2, not Doom 3 actually, Doom 64, Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and Doom the Dark Ages. My personal favorite is Doom the Dark Ages for one reason and one reason only. I can kill somebody by jumping on them. The fact that I can just land with such testosterone-infused might that they just explode is amazing. Now, I am going to do a cheese here. Technically, you're supposed to go this way, go out there, and do some hardcore parkour. But if you did not know, there is a very fun way to just say no to all that chicanery if you just go this way. Now, there's like 50 different ways you can cross that. Eager Edge, like I did there with Amplified, and like you just have to have like a Hunter. This is the aspect to get you Amplified. Multiple swords have Eager's Edge, so you're able to just cross that like I just did. You can use the Stasis Wall grenade, place it there. And speaking of grenades, there's actually going to be another grenade for Stasis and Strand, which I'm so looking forward to see what they do. How fucking dare you? But you're able to do so many different things to just cross that gap, which is another aspect of this game is just so fun in.
What are you doing? You are fighting the wind. You are swimming against the current. Why not just let it wash over you? Why not just let go?
Because I'm not Elsa. I am Bubba. I not let it go. But I do not be into submission. It's like a good middle ground. Instead of letting the wave go, I surf it. Hello. Bio. Oh, I thought I killed all of you. I'm sorry for miscalculation. Let me Sam. Whoo-wee. And something I've thought about a whole lot is that my username is Bubba or Bubbazander in any game I play, but my YouTube is Purple Armor. Now, the reason why I had that is because I genuinely love purple. Purple is my favorite color, and I love the idea of having purple armor to go to different conventions and stuff like that. If I ever do get famous, even if I don't get famous, just the concept there, like a good purple tux. Now, I don't know if my face structure or my body type would actually work with that, but I am a bit of a joker. So I do like the idea of a good purple tux. But the reason I'm saying all that is because it's weird having everything else be called Bubba Zander. And my YouTube channel being Purple Armor. And sorry for the pause there, I didn't know if I had to burp again. How dare you try to nothing personnel me? You big fuck! Ow. Ah! Okay. I said there because I have to try and figure out a way to separate them. Takes way too many shots from my shotgun to be able to kill him. Which sucks. Okay. I want to get the other ones, and then you Saxofoot, and then nuke the big guy. If I can do that. Fuck! I got stuck on the big guy. I tried to dash around. My goal is to save my super until I get all 3 orbs and then nuke the witch. If I can do that, I can beat this. But it's really just an aggro problem right now. Ugh. Don't kill me. Thank you. And I do have multiple builds that could easily just wipe the floor with this, but I really want to try and do it with this. Since when do they do a double slam? Since when do they do a double slam? Okay. You wanna play dirty? I'll play dirty. Come on, Spawn, where are you boys? Spawn your crystal. Come on. The moment I look away, how dare you? Another cool thing about the updates to all the dungeons and raids, they're most definitely updating the ad density. Hopefully they update the different encounters as well, but most definitely the ad density itself is going to get changed. Oh, you suck. That's not where I wanted to be! That's not where I wanted to be! Ooh. I have the power of God and anime on my side! And literally in this game. There's so many anime references, and God is literally the giant gumball in the sky! Or at least half of God. Technically. And it is literally like exactly half of God, which is kind of funny. The Traveler and I forget what the Veil are the two halves of God in this game franchise, which is pretty interesting. One's the light side, one's the dark side. I've never done that? That's genuinely surprising. Well. I did not know. I've never done that. That should... Okay, that one should have worked because that one did. Have I never done this? One full go on a single subclass? Huh. That's something. With all this said, shown and done, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. One last little bit, though. Today's my birthday, so I am going to do nothing, because I don't really do anything. I might be going to Dogmud, which is an amazing tavern. Like, it is the most nerdy, beautiful tavern I've ever went to. Like, they let you just play board games they have. They have tables designed around different tabletop games. It is my favorite tavern to ever go to. The only thing that's missing is a literal quest board. Now, with all that said, shown down, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.